Welcome back to the Quickbooks video series, hosted by Protea Academy. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at balance sheet reports. The first thing we need to do is navigate to our left-hand panel and go down to the Reports tab. Once we've brought up the tab with all the reports, let's go under our favorites and look at the balance sheet. Click on the link to bring up your balance sheet. A balance sheet is a snapshot of the company's activities at a specific date, consisting of our assets, equity, and liabilities. If we scroll back up to the top, we'll see a lot of the similar features as we saw with the profit and loss report. You can change the date to a specific customized date that you'd like to see the balance sheet at. Or you can choose one of the date functions that QuickBooks has already given us, like this year, last month, or this year to last month. You can also choose the columns by month, quarter, or years, and choose whether you want all accounts, active accounts, or non-zero accounts, as well as select a comparative period. Then we come to the important distinction between the cash and accrual basis. Make sure that you are pulling your reports on the correct basis. This makes a big difference on the balance sheet, which houses our accounts receivable and accounts payable. We have the same functions over here where we can edit titles or add a note at the bottom. We then also have the options to print or to email or to export our balance sheet, similar to what we had with our profit and loss. For more details on all these functions, you can look at our prior video on reporting profit and loss reports. We can also add these to our management package, which we started in our profit and loss reporting. Let's add a balance sheet to our package. We'll look at our management reports at the end of our reporting series. Let's show our balance sheet by month. Here you can see you can change the columns and sort your balance sheet into the months. Again, this helps with the review process of your balance sheet, and you can see where items are out. Your total assets should always meet your total equity and liabilities. Let's quickly jump to the modern view QuickBooks offers us now. The modern view has the same features as the classic view, but offers a few different items. Here we can see that we have a lot of the same functions, like adding to our management accounts and exporting our reports, as well as changing the dates and our cash and accrual basis. You can also have a variety of view options. Let's take a look at a few of the different options. Let's go back to the classic view. We also come across to some options on the right-hand side. We can display by months or quarters. This was a similar option to what we had on the classic view. These options, though, to filter or general questions, those were the options under the customization tab on the classic view. Over here, you can click the buttons and filter by customer or vendor on this report. The nice thing about having these options here is you can see the changes immediately, where on the classic view, you had to run the report to see the changes. So yeah, if we divide by 1,000, we can click and see how it looks. And if we don't like that view, we can unclick it and automatically see the changes we are making. We have options to round the numbers or divide by 1,000, or how we should record our negative numbers, and if we wanted them highlighted in red or not. These are some of the customizations you can make. We explain in detail how these customizations work in the profit and loss video. As you can see, we can put our heading to the side or our footer to the side and many more customizations. You can also save this balance sheet. That will save a customized report under the Customized Reporting tab in the Reports tab. Over here, you can name and you can choose who can view this customized report. You would then click on Save to bring this report to your Customized Reporting tab. We can also click on the Refresh Report button. This will help if you've been working in your report for a while other staff members are maybe processing. This will make sure that your balance sheet is the most up-to-date version. It's also important with the footer to note the time and date, especially if you're exporting items, as this will show the user of the information exactly when the balance sheet was pulled, and maybe help if there are any changes. Let's take a look at some of the other balance sheet reports you can pull from QuickBooks. We have two other options, the balance sheet comparison and the balance sheet detail. Let's first take a look at the balance sheet detail. This brings up a balance sheet that has every transaction under the account showing the detail. Let's pull this here to last month to show you how it looks. As you can see here under the account heading, we have every single transaction. You'll still have your total assets and total equity just like in your balance sheet. But under each account, you'll have exactly the detail that goes into that account. What's nice about this is you can click on a transaction from here and see the detail. For instance, with this transaction, it will bring up the bill by clicking on it. Here we see the bill that was sitting in our balance sheet. You have the same functions and customizations as with the normal balance sheet. Let's take a look at our third balance sheet option, which was the balance sheet comparison. This is pulling up a balance sheet, comparing it to prior year. As I said previously, a balance sheet is a snapshot of your company, and therefore it's looking at a specific date in time instead of a period of time like our profit and loss. Here we can see the comparison. If we, however, change the date, the comparison goes away. But we know that we can pull that comparison by selecting the prior year in our filters above. Here we can see that we are now comparing an as-at date, as at 30 September 2024 versus 30 September 2023. As I mentioned before, because our balance sheet is a snapshot in time. We can also add a percentage difference or a dollar difference. Let's run the report to see how it looks. As you can see, it now has a percentage change column. Because we only started the company in 2024, we don't have any changes. Thank you for watching our balance sheet reporting. Next time on the QuickBooks video series hosted by Protea Academy, we will be taking a look at the accounts payable and accounts receivable reporting.